Learning basic geometrical concepts is essential not only from an academic point of view, but it has also several practical applications also. So far we have discussed about line segment, line, ray, parallel line, intersecting line, concurrent lines, etc. Let's recall few of the things. Okay, so you have to answer these questions. See the question given here. You have to match column A with column B. Now the options in column A you can read as beam of light from a car headlight. B is opposite edges of a scale. C is a stretched wire. Fourth is two adjacent sides of a table. Fifth is tip of a compass. And in column B you can read out as A option as line segment, B is a point, C is a ray, D is parallel lines, and D is intersecting lines. Now you have to match the correct one. Now beam of a light from a car headlight. What is that? So here it has one end point and in one direction it goes on and on. So what is that? It is a ray. So 1 with C you can join it. Now what is the second one? Opposite edges of a scale. So here if I am talking about a scale, opposite edges of a scale, do they meet each other? No. So they are known as parallel lines, which is your D option. So 2 you have to join with D option. Now the third one, a stretched wire. So when you stretch a wire, it will have two endpoints, and what is it known as? A line segment. So here third one you can join with A. Fourth one, two adjacent sides of a table. So you have seen the table, two adjacent sides of a table. What is that? They are intersecting lines because one of the edge and this one, they will meet each other. Okay, so they are intersecting lines. So fourth option you can join with E. Now a tip of a compass, just a point, so that is with B, right? Now see this question, you have to name the line segments. Now as you know, the line segment has two endpoints. If you are talking about first figure, let us label the points here. See, this is your A, B, C and D. Then if you are talking about this one, then it is a ray which has B as one of the endpoint and in A direction it goes on and on. Whereas if I talk about this one, then this is also a ray. You can see the symbol over here. Okay, so this is also a ray. You are asked to write the line segment. So it should have two endpoints. Here this one you can see that this is the line segment which has two endpoints. So the correct answer is line segment BC. Write it symbolically properly. Now if we talk about this figure, say here the you can see the labeling A, B, C, D and the point of intersection is E. Okay. Now here if you are asked to write the line segments, then you can write it as all these four sides of the quadrilateral. So I can write it as line segment AB, line segment BC, line segment CD, line segment DA. Okay, you can write it as line segment AC. You can also write it as line segment BD. Still you can see that line segment DE, line segment EB, line segment AE, line segment EC. Okay, and as you know, line segment AB can also be written as line segment BA also. So even if you write it like that, that is in the other way, Then you can write it as line segment BA, line segment CB, line segment DC, and so on. Then also the answer is correct. Consider this question. You have to write the name of pairs of parallel lines. Now parallel lines, that means they should not meet each other. Here you can see these lines N, O and P. These are the three parallel lines. Okay, if I am talking about line L and line M, then they meet each other at some point. Okay, so they are known as intersecting lines, whereas these lines are parallel lines. Now I can write it as line N in two letters, that is I can write it as line AB is parallel to line CD. Okay, I can write it as line AB is parallel to line FG. Even I can write it as, say, line CD is parallel to line FG, and so on. Okay, take any 2 points on the same line and write the name accordingly. Now consider this question. You have to name the lines whose point of intersection is D. So here point D is here in the figure. So here we have to find out which lines meet at point D. So here which is this line? This is your line M and this is line O. So here I can write it as line M intersection O line, that is the point of intersection is D. Okay, I can write this line as, this is your line CD. Okay, and this line you have to take any two letters on the same line. So let me write it as, say I am writing BD. So they also meet each other at point D. Now consider these two questions. Here you have to find the point of intersection of lines L and M. So which is line L? This is your line L and this is your line M. So line L and line M, where do they meet? So here the point of intersection is E. So write it symbolically, line M intersection line M is E. Write it in the curly bracket. This is symbolically, and you can write it in a statement also, that line L and line M intersect each other at point E. Both way it is correct. Now let us go for the next question. Point of intersection of lines M and P. So which is line M? This is line M and P is this line. So M and P, where do they meet? So F. So I can write it as line M intersects line P at point F. Now see this question. You have to write the sets of collinear points. Collinear points, that means the point should be on the same line. So here let us see one after the other. And moreover, you have to remember that 2 points are always in the same line. Fine. So you have to go for more than 2 points. If they are on the same line, then we will say that they are collinear points, otherwise not. So here if I am talking about this line, then A, C, E and G, I can see that they are on the same line. So A dash, C dash, E dash, G. Okay, one pair is this one. Okay, if I am talking about this line, then also I have more than 2 points on the same line. So the second set of collinear points, I can write it F dash, E dash, D dash, B. If I am talking about this one, then the points are only A and B. This is not the point. point is always written in the capital letter. So don't think that point A, B and N, they are collinear points. No, it is not so. Here the points are A and B only on the given line. So this is not the set of collinear points. Here also C and D, only 2 points are given. Here also if I think of this line, then only F and G are given. Fine. Now let us answer to this question. Write the concurrent lines and their points of intersection. So we need to recall concurrent lines. Concurrent lines means if 3 or more lines pass through the same point, then they are said to be concurrent lines and the point is called the point of concurrence. Okay, for the given lines. Now here if I want to check where 3 or more lines meet, then I have few of the possibilities over here. That is, here if I see for point A, then here this is the line P, this is line L and this is your line L. So here one of the possibilities, I can write it as line L intersect line M intersects point line P at point A. Similarly, if I go for this point of intersection, or should I say point of concurrence, then 3 lines meet here. So we will say that this is the point of concurrence. So here which lines meet? So this is your line N. Here this line is O. And the other one, here you can see line P, they meet at point B. Now for C point, we can see that this is your line N, this one, then this line is line Q and this line, this is your line L, they meet each other at point C. Now coming to this D point of concurrence, here I have the concurrent lines to be line M, this is your line Q and this is your line O. They meet at point D. Now let us answer to this question. First question is, you have to identify 3 collinear points. Now when I am talking about collinear points, that means you have to see more than 2 points, because 2 points are always in a same line. Okay, when you talk about A and B, then C and D, or E and F, then they are only 2 points. So you cannot say that E and F are collinear points. 2 points are always in the same line. Okay, so here you have to go for more than 2 points. So here one of the pair, I can say that on line L you can see that points A, C and E are there. So I can write it like this: A dash C dash E. These points are collinear. Similarly, here I can see that point B, D and F, they are also on the same line M. So here I can say that point B, that is B dash, D dash, F, they are also collinear points. Now when you have to identify 3 non-collinear points, then you can take any 2 points on the same line and take any other than the same line you have to check. That is, here I am taking this line, so E and F are on the same line. So if I am talking about E, F and D, then I can say that they are non-collinear points. So I can write that points E, F and D are non-collinear points. Okay, Similarly, here you can talk about, say, E, F and C. They are non-collinear points. You can say that point C, D and A, they are non-collinear points. Or points E, F and B, they are non-collinear points. But symbolically, you cannot write it like this in dash form. You have to write it in the language form that these points are non-collinear. Now let's see about angle. Now what is an angle? An angle is a figure formed by two rays with a common endpoint. This common endpoint is known as its vertex. Okay, so if I am talking about this angle, that is, this is your angle ABC. In angle ABC, which is the vertex? B is the vertex, because ray BC and ray BA form this angle. So B is the common endpoint. Okay, this B is known as the vertex, and which are the arms? That is, ray BC and ray BA are the arms. We draw a small curve to show the angle to be taken into consideration. That is, if I want to consider this angle, then I have to draw a small curve like this. And the symbol for angle is this one. Now let's see how to name the angle. There are several ways of naming an angle. See the first figure here. This angle can be written as angle XOY. It can be also written as angle YOX. That is, vertex is the middle letter. When you name the angle, vertex should be the middle letter, and any 2 points on the arms of the angle are written as 2 extreme letters. That is, X and Y, I have written it on either side of O. So here it becomes either XOY or it becomes YOX. This can be also written as only angle O. Okay, that is, only the letter at the vertex of the angle can also be written to name the angle. Now let us see the second figure. Here, second and third figure both simultaneously, just see. Here what is written? Here I have written small alphabet L, and here I have written number 1. We can place a number 1, 2, 3, etc. or a small letter A, B, C, L, etc. near the small curve connecting the two arms of the angle and name the angle using that number or letter. That is, here this angle is your angle L, this is your angle 1, and so on. Now see this figure. Here which is angle B? So angle B can be here this angle, that is angle ABD, or B can be angle DBC, or it can be this angle, angle ABC, isn't it? In such case, naming the angle by its vertex alone is not helpful. So in this case, it's better to name the angle by its vertex and the 2 points on its arm. Okay, so in this type of cases, be very, very specific. Now let us answer to this question. You have to name the angle A, B and angle C. So here if I want to go for angle A, then angle A I can write it as, see, this is the angle A. So here, which is this vertex C. So C should be my middle letter, and which are the two arms here. So here you can see that CA and CB. So this can be written as, C is the vertex and the other two letters on the either side of C. So here I can write it as B and here A. This can be also written as ACB from the reverse way. Okay, now coming to angle B. Angle B is here. So which is the vertex here? That is A. So A should be my middle letter. And coming to the arms, that is here you can see E, and here this is D. So E and D, I have to write it on either side of A. And this can also be written in a reverse way, that is D, A, E. Now coming to angle C, it can be written as C should be E should be my middle letter, and which are the arms here? Here you can see that EC and EA are the arms. So C and A should be on the either side of E. So here I can write it as angle A, E, C also. Children, now see this figure. Here I have drawn angle AOB and shaded as one side taking the arm to be OB, and I have shaded the region where ray OA lies. So here you can see OB is one of the arm of this angle AOB, and this lines, vertical lines you can see, they are the lines bordering OB and where ray OA lies. So this side, not the other way. Okay, and then the other one you have to shade it as, take the border as OA and draw the lines where OB lies. So here I have drawn the lines like this, bordering OA and drawing where OB ray lies. Okay, now the portion common to both shadings, you can see in the figure, this is called the interior of the angle. Now remember that interior is not a restricted area, it extends indefinitely since the two sides extends indefinitely. Okay, so here you can see that the angle divides all the points in a plane into three parts. One is interior of the angle, the second is exterior of the angle, and third is boundary of the angle. Now what is interior of the angle? That is a part of the plane made by all those points that are enclosed by the angle, or the interior of the angle consists all those points that lie inside the angle. So if I want to find out which are the interior points in the given figure, then of course you can say that point P. Okay, now I want to know whether H and G, do they lie in the interior of the angle or on the boundary of the angle or on the exterior of the angle. So here you should think that this line, when you go on extending, as I said just few minutes back, that when the arms you have to go on extending, and when you go on extending, yes, still the bordering or the shading will come both the sides, and you may see that G and H, they are also in the interior of the angle. So don't think that they are the exterior points, rather they are the interior points. So here I can include points G and point H also. Now what is the exterior of the angle? That is the part of the plane made by all those points that are not enclosed by the angle. Okay, so which are the exterior points here? That is point D. You can see point E also, and here you can see point F also. They are all exterior points. Now which are the boundary points? So the part of the plane made by all those points that are on the angle. So which are the points on the angle? Here you can see points A, C, O, I, J, B. They are all boundary points. So here I can write it as A, C, O, I, J and B. They are all boundary points. And now lastly, you should know what is angular region. The interior and the boundary of the angle together constitute the angular region.